This is my Baba. Baba had dementia. In my professional life, I get to work with older adults with dementia all the time. I get to hear their stories, get to meet their families, talk to them and their caregivers, see pictures and bar mitzvah videos. And sometimes I give them advice about technology. And we call this person-centered care, or person-centeredness. And you may be thinking, this is a story of how Galina used person-centered care with her Baba. But it's not. It's a story about all of the guilt that I still have. It was early in the morning. My dad came into my room to wake me up and tell me that Baba wasn't acting like herself. I still remember the walk from my bedroom to hers and seeing her lay in bed. My dad and I tried to pick up Baba and take her to the restroom, but we couldn't. Right away, we called 911. The ambulance came. They took her away, and we were told that she had had a stroke during the night. Later that day, we were at the hospital, and they asked us if Baba was an alcoholic. Well, Baba was a physician. Baba was a lot of things, but Baba wasn't an alcoholic. And then I remembered that they must have seen the empty Bud Light bottles by her bedside, because I knew Baba loved collecting plastic bags and empty bottles to drink out of or put plants in. But I was one of the only people that knew that special piece about her. And sometimes we are the only people who know something special about our loved one. Baba received great care here in a Maryland hospital. She came home, and because she wasn't an American citizen, she had to go back to Canada, where she had lived with my aunt and uncle. As a family, we made the right choice to have Baba go to a nursing home and be cared for by someone else. A Canadian nursing home where she wouldn't really be able to speak the language or communicate with anyone, but she would be safe. But there is a piece of the story that I haven't told you. Baba was mean. Baba was a mean, judgmental person her whole life. When she came home from the hospital after the stroke, she was a lovely, smiling, wonderful human being who asked me how I was feeling. As a family, we had to get to know this person. We didn't know her before. These are the stories that I hear in my work with older adults and dementia. And these are the stories that I can connect with. My husband used to be an athlete, and now he just sits in front of the TV. Caregivers have anger and resentment and fear, and I completely understand that. My wife used to be so gregarious, but now she's closed off. And a lot of the time, the stories that I would hear were about doctors and medications and how we can manage the disease. But what about the person? What about the person with dementia who is going through this, who is lost and confused and doesn't know where they are or who you are? That narrative of disease was very predominant, but there was also another one of technology. And when we talked about using technology in the daily lives of the older adults that I spent my time with. And I'm not talking about GPS trackers or bed sensors or technology that's designed for older adults, that's really infantilizing and obtrusive and maybe funny, but not. I'm talking about technology that makes you feel like yourself, that helps you in your daily life, that helps you preserve your personhood. And so, today I want you to meet a member of my family. And her name is Alexa. Every night, my husband, my daughter, and I ask Alexa to play music, and we have a dance party in the kitchen. And when my 2.5-year-old daughter asks Alexa to play Let It Go 22 times in a row, the best thing is that she never gets frustrated. I do, but she doesn't. She is a wonderful example of person-centered technology. For Peter and Courtney, Alexa is also a part of their family. Every morning, Courtney would tell me that they would wake up and she would ask Alexa to play a Bible verse that she can think about with her husband, who has dementia, talk about and bond over. And in the evenings, they would ask Alexa to play them their favorite book, music, and of course, there's medication reminders in between. But it helped them keep their connection. For Joanne, Alexa is wonderful because she doesn't have to scream from the living room to the basement to call her husband. She can now communicate because he has an Alexa in the basement, and he works full-time. So they're able to talk to one another and help each other throughout the day. For Joanne, it's getting up from her chair and asking Alexa to turn off the lights so she can go upstairs, go to bed, and have Alexa play a nice soothing music while she goes to sleep. Joanne also uses Alexa to send voice messages to her grandkids. It's a great way to be cool, to use technology in a new, different way, and to feel that connection, but most importantly, to feel like yourself. Technology should help us connect. It should. Not always, but it should. But it really should help us connect to that person with dementia who is still inside. They're there. We just have to be open to meeting them and meeting this new person. Much like me, sometimes our fears and our guilt can get in the way of building those new relationships because we're scared about having those conversations. But those relationships can be so beautiful, I promise. I didn't get to use person-centered care or play with Alexa with my Baba, but I know that there may be someone in your family who is going through this and is suffering through dementia. And our focus is on managing the disease, where it should be elsewhere. Think of your loved one first. Walk in their shoes. See the world from their eyes. I promise, you will feel loved, and so will they, even if they don't remember your name. Thank you.